So if Shiba Inu wants to make a major comeback, if SHIB wants to come back to at least to the prices where it was back in 2021 and even think about setting new all-time highs, I believe a few things need to happen. Three in particular. We're going to outline all of those in this video. And if you guys don't know who I am, or maybe you're brand new to crypto, I was part of the first few people who started talking about SHIB back in 2021. SHIB launched in August 2020. I know the history very, very well. And I found SHIB in early 2021, started creating content about it. It was the most insane story ever. Now, things have kind of slowed down, obviously, after the bear market, and meme coins right now just aren't the flavor. But we'll talk about that as we roll along. I still think there's a chance. And, I've made some videos recently talking about how frustrated I am. And I wanted to kind of turn that frustration in this video into, okay, because of what's going on, what could actually change and flip the script for SHIB? All right. So if you guys appreciate this, go ahead and smash the like button. I know you guys are going to love it because I'm going to give you guys some really good insight and information based on my 5-year experience and with being part of this SHIB ecosystem and being on the ground level of this whole crypto market now for the last half decade. So subscribe down below if you haven't already, all that great stuff. Before we get into kind of my roadmap, let's go ahead and at least do this. We'll share the screen up here. And this is kind of the all-time chart where we are. We are coming up on some crucial support zones right now. SHIB's approaching one of the strongest historical support zones in its entire chart history. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. Right now, guys, SHIB is 90 to 91% down from its all-time high. So a lot of people are like, hey, how much lower could it go, right? And I agree with some of that. I mean, we are in this strong support zone from the 8 level here to all the way down to the 6. And again, this is like the 508, 506 level. This has been a very, very strong support zone. We saw it in the bear market come down to these levels for a while in the bear market, mind you. And it was a great accumulation zone. And we got the pop. We got up to, all the way up to 4 zeros, 4, right? Most recently, back in 2024, we had that pop in like March. And then we had another pop in late 2024, right around this time last year, about a year ago. We got up to those levels again. But I wanted to talk about, SHIB, and we'll take a look at the chart here in a little bit and talk about this price action. But bringing it back, full screen here for a second, because I just want to talk at you guys. And in my opinion here, there's 3 things that must change. And the price is stalled, momentum's faded, all that stuff, the ecosystem. It feels like it's focusing on everything except the token right now that built the brand Shiba Inu. But here's the truth. I don't think SHIB is completely dead. It's still a top 25 crypto. There's still a clear path here to recovery if these major shifts happen that I'm going to talk about. So I want to break down how exactly SHIB could fully recover from a price standpoint, 3 conditions that could reignite it. The first thing, in my opinion, what needs to happen is a refocus back on SHIB, the native asset. Right now, the frustration in the SHIB community is not about the lack of innovation. It's about the lack of direction. And the ecosystem expanded into Shiba Swap, Metaverse, Leash, Bone, NFTs, side tokens for side projects. And the problem with this is every new token created pretty much diluted the attention and the value capture away from SHIB itself. And that's what built this whole thing. But imagine this. Imagine if SHIB is the centerpiece. Everything is built to benefit SHIB. That's what we were told, but it's not really what's happening, right? So SHIB didn't really blow up because of utility back in 2021. It blew up because of identity and community. And I think they're losing that identity and they're slowly losing that community. There's still a strong community there. There's still a strong support, and they can still capture new people who come into crypto. We're still waiting for that big new like wave of retail, right? But the brand is still one of the strongest in crypto. It just needs more alignment. A refocus makes SHIB the economic engine, not the billboard. And so when retail comes back, we know that SHIB thrives on emotion. Whether people want to admit it or not, the SHIB chart is powered by retail psychology more than institutional allocation. This goes for all meme coins, right? SHIB is a high energy, high story asset, right? And During retail-driven bull phases, we see meme coins run, we see low-priced assets that attract first-time buyers, we see community narratives multiply, social virality, right, is a huge amplifier and fuel to the fire. In 2021 and even in early 2025, SHIB wasn't just an asset, it was a movement, right? I should say back in 2024 when it had its revival. When retail re-enters the crypto market, what they always do is they don't start with Bitcoin dominance. They start where the energy is. And usually that's where meme coins are. And if SHIB positions itself correctly when the new wave returns, there's still a really good opportunity for more price discovery. Okay. And the other thing I think that needs to happen here is just a simple roadmap. Simplify everything. Right now, SHIB's roadmap feels like we're building a metaverse, we're building a DEX, we're doing this, we're doing that. We've got tokens, we're doing gaming, we're doing layer 2, we're doing NFTs, and we're also solving world hunger, maybe. Like, that's what it feels like to me. Crypto holders don't need all this complexity. They need confidence. They just need something they can look at and say, okay, I see what this is. Okay, cool. A simple, achievable, transparent roadmap, right? And let's bring some real use case linking back to SHIB, revenue distribution or incentive directly to SHIB holders. One big clear vision, not 10 foggy ones that people can't sift through. Crypto doesn't reward the project doing the most. It rewards the project doing one thing extremely well and branding it better than anyone else. You have the built up community. So could Shiba Inu recover? Yeah, but only under these conditions. It needs to refocus the entire ecosystem back on SHIB, ride the next wave of retail momentum, and build a roadmap that's simple for when that next wave of retail, when it comes in, you can actually execute and directly benefit the holders. SHIB's brand's still massive. The community's still loud. But do they have the right leadership at the top to drive this mission forward? Momentum requires direction. Direction requires clarity. If SHIB can return to its roots while maturing its mission, we may not just see a survival, we may see a revival. So let me ask you guys, do you think SHIB can recover? Yes or no? I want you guys to answer that in the comments. And, hopefully the devs start listening to some of this stuff. I would love to interview the devs, get them on. Like, why aren't they out there talking? I would love to do a breakdown. So tag all the devs on this. I would love it. I would love it. And before we get up on out of here, though, I do want to go ahead and take a look at the price action again. I mentioned where we are right now on the weekly chart. Let's zoom out and go to the monthly, actually, because SHIB's been out for a really long time. You can see where we are. See where we were back in 2023 at this like 7-6 level. I mean, this has been long support zones for us for a really, really long time. We're getting back down to those bear market levels, right? So we've got an opportunity here, even if we get a price pop back up, to like the 4044 level, that's a nice move. If we draw a line from where we are right now, back up to even like those peaks, we're talking about almost a 500% move just to get back halfway to all-time highs, which, hey, that would be great, right? Great returns, great trade. But guys, that's what I wanted to break down for you. Again, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I appreciate you all for watching. Hopefully you guys like the realness here. Like, I'm not feeding a bunch of BS to you guys. There's no point, right? Like, you can get that in a lot of places on YouTube. People are going to tell you everything's going to $1 million and you're going to get rich overnight. That's not how it works. You got to put the time in. You got to have patience, and you got to make smart moves in this market. So subscribe for more if you want to be part of the team, and check out our free newsletter. Got the Patreon too if you want to see my entire full portfolio, crypto, stocks, access to my private Discord, buy and sell alerts, all that great stuff. And so appreciate you all for watching.